afternoon, evening, morning to you, whatever it is in your neck of the woods. We have a special guest lecturer here today with us. Would you like to say hi?
Maybe. Hi, world!
Young Tegan says hello to all of you. We are going to be talking about China today. And so here's the deal. Here's what we got going for us. If you can remember back in the earlier units, we talked about China in regards to the Qin dynasty and then going to the Han dynasty. And before that Qin dynasty was a period of warring states. This is a repeating pattern in Chinese history. So if you take a look, the period of warring states occurred, chaos, no true leadership, China's not united. Then they get this nasty, strong, centralized government who is legalist policies, hammers down on everybody, not nice to anybody, no learning, no education, just military and agriculture, and they're so brutal that they only last for 10 to 20 years, whatever dynasty it is. Then enter into the fray a Confucian dynasty, and they last for hundreds of years. And then once they fall due to some corruption or whatever, China goes back into a period of warring states, and there you go. So, with that being said, we enter into this little PowerPoint you guys have. Alright, and I apologize if you can hear Tegan is practicing her soccer on the wall back in the background here. So, here we go. So the Qin fell to the Han lasted for almost 400 years. They fall. China goes through a period of warring states. And then the next thing you know, the Sui dynasty takes over. And you can only guess which style of government they've chosen. Wait for it. Wait for it. Legalism. Perfect. All right. Land equalization, which means that they just redistributed the land. They took all the land from the wealthy, gave it to the poor, created one common currency, and they built the Grand Canal. And the Grand Canal is crazy big. Crazy big. You can see the Grand Canal here. And you may think that whatever, not that big of a deal. Imagine building and digging this river, no power tools, no nothing, from here to Florida. That's the Grand Canal. Crazy, crazy long. And that was built by laborers, Chinese workers, digging. They had roads on either side that could pull barges up or down the road by horses. It's crazy how big that is. Think about digging a river from here to Florida. Unheard of. But again, they don't last very long because they're so darn cruel. They've made everybody and their mother work till they're dead. And then the people kick them out after like 20 years and enter in the Tang dynasty. Alright, Su Tang Song. Those are the three dynasties here that we're going to talk about. And the Tang dynasty, you can see, grows much, much larger and really unifies much of China. Alright. Now they, of course, adopt Confucianism. And they have that imperial examination system where it's like the ACTs on steroids, and everybody and their mother is studying super hard for them, and there's only a small number of positions available. They have an open mind towards Buddhism and the outside world. They start to welcome people from Europe, people from Persia, come on in, hang out with us, let's talk about trade, all of those types of things. And it really is the golden age of foreign relations with other countries, because China is going to soon wall itself out from the rest of the world, and it's going to cause some issues. And they are still, even to this day, very kind of isolated from the rest of the world in regards to relations and outside visitors and all that. Now, the Tang also create a bunch of stuff. Printing, and this is the first time that we have like movable print. And it's not a printing press just yet, but they take those blocks and you just put in the words, and then once you have that there, you just run 100 pages, 1,000 pages of that page, then make the next page, do it again. So, super important for the spreading of ideas and that. Porcelain, this is where you get your toilets. Thank you, Japan, or China, sorry. Porcelain bus, drive the porcelain bus, you're pooping and all that on there. Alright, this is awkward. Gunpowder and mechanical clocks. Gunpowder starts off with fireworks and all that, and because of these new kind of inventions and technologies, they reestablished the Silk Road and really gave it a kickstart. Some of the old things were dying out, and they do a nice job with it. The only female empress in China's history was Empress Wu Zetian. Now, there's a couple other empresses that go in Chinese history, but she's the only one that ruled alone. She didn't have a male kind of like supervisor watching out for her or anything like that. Favored Buddhism as a state religion, and which is huge because every time we have somebody say that they're going to take care of the state religion and adopt it, that religion flourishes. And so Buddhism is now permanently in China. Foot binding. This is the patriarchal thing that occurs in China during the Tang Dynasty, and it is foot binding. And it was just a nasty process that the Chinese wealthy did as a show of their wealth. There's going to be some pictures coming up here. You see those red shoes, like the black shoes and normal shoes. The red ones are for feet that have been put through this process, all right? And it's breaking of bones, misshaping the foot, keeping them bandaged up. Woof. Wait till you see these pictures. See their feet down in this picture here? Those women feet have been bound and they cannot walk on their feet. It was for upper class girls, and it was a status symbol because since you couldn't walk, you had to be carried by servants. So look at those barkers. Oh, woof. That is got to be so painful. So, but that is foot binding. I gotta move on. Alright, so the Tang is out. Enter in the Song Dynasty, alright? And there's kind of like two parts of the Song Dynasty, and you'll see as it comes up that, as it shrinks back, the Southern Song Dynasty will last a little longer. But, so here we go. Now, these guys are Confucian, alright? They have a magnetic compass. They are the ones that do this, and it helps them become a sea power. Now, we don't ever really think of it, and we'll get to it, and why it happened and why it went away. But they are like Confucian scholars on steroids, alright? Here's a picture of the Song peasant family. This is them cultivating rice, which began under the Song. Alright, so China hadn't always, up until this point, cultivated rice. This is when it starts. Kind of a cool little picture there. And then what's going to happen is the Yuan dynasty is going to take over. And the Yuan dynasty is so huge because the name for the Yuan dynasty, the other name for it is the Mongol dynasty. These are not Chinese. Genghis Khan is going to come in, and Kublai Khan are going to come in, conquer China, and this is what's going to happen to China. All right? They are going to be ruled by a foreign power for a long, long time. So you can see that it's, well, not a long, long time. It's only like 65, like 85 years. But this is a kind of different path from traditional cultural Chinese heritage here. So with that being said, I'm going to stop right here. We're going to talk a little bit Mongols. We'll have Mongols tomorrow in more detail, or maybe you might have already done it, so we won't spend too much time. But I'm going to stop right here, give you a break, come back, and we'll finish up. All right. Peace.